Hey YouTube, it's your girl Dr. J, and I am coming to do a video at the request of Little Homeschool Mama. She is setting up a science lab for her kids, and she wanted me to talk about some of the things that I would definitely recommend be a part of a really well-stocked science lab. And as you can see, I bought a bunch of stuff out that I think would be really good to go into a lab. What I tried to do was think back to a lot of the videos that you've done on the things that your kids like. So I really wanted to focus on the areas that I thought your kids would probably be most interested in. But if you want me to do a video where I talk about some additional areas as well, that's great. I can definitely do that, but I was trying to not make it too long and not cover too much stuff. So I know that your daughter is a upcoming vet, and your son seemed to be really into robotics and that sort of stuff. So those are the kind of things that I'm going to talk about in this video with some other areas as well. Okay, so for anyone doing a chemistry lab or really a science lab and wanting to stock a science lab, there is one kit that I always recommend that you get first before you do anything else. That is going to be your first aid kit. Yes, every well-stocked science lab needs to first start out with a first aid kit. It doesn't have to be this big or this expansive. Our kit it's an OSHA kit. It's an OSHA registered kit. So we have that, but definitely you want to make sure that you have a good first aid kit. I also recommend fire extinguishers, especially if you're going to be doing any chemistry, any soldering, anything like that. You want to make sure you have fire extinguishers, goggles or safety glasses for all the kids. And if you're going to be doing any chemistry, you want to have N95 mask. And I show these because these are small. Every once in a while you can find an extra small, but I rarely find extra small. So, but when I find a small, I definitely pick it up. So, now that we got that out the way, we can go on to what I think would be good to stock in a kit. Now, your daughter, she is into, she wants to be a veterinarian. So she's really into biology, but I would say that you want to definitely make sure that you have some good human anatomy sources. The reason is because a lot of times in biology, what they're going to do is they're going to talk about how an animal system is different from a human system. So if they're talking about mammals, they're going to say, okay, well, humans are this, and apes are like that, or weasels are like X, or Y or Z. So you want to make sure that she has a really good solid foundation in human anatomy as well as in animal biology. So I recommend getting a human body model. And the big thing is that your kids are at an age where we really want to make sure that we get things that are as real to life as possible. So we have anatomically correct body models all the time. This model, you can get this off of Amazon or anything like that. You want to look for the budget model. I think this was like the budget Peter model, or let's see, is that it? Okay, because I know it's like budget Bob, budget Sarah, yeah. But you want to get the budget model, but these are models that are actually used even by college students, medical students. So you want to get models that are going to be easy to use, easy to see, absolutely correct. And these are not considered toys. They're considered medical models. So that's going to be a great place to make sure you start. Another thing that you're going to want to have for her is you're going to want to have a kit. This is a, I'm messing up my mic. Okay, this is a Carolina company. This is a Young Scientist animal dissection kit. And this one has the cray and the frog. Yeah. And it has the dissection tools. And this one has, you know, crayfish, a frog, and a couple other little things in here. So you want to make sure that she has an animal dissection kit, because she's going to need to have some experience in animal dissection definitely before she takes advanced, any advanced, even high school level biology. She's going to need to be comfortable with dissection and comfortable ethically with the dissection of animals and things like that. So starting off with a small kit, a kit for you know, that's really for like middle school age students. That's going to be good because it's going to make her know if she's really comfortable with it, and it's also going to give her some good experience. And then after that, she'll move on to larger animal dissection and things like that. But you'll be getting kits from Carolina Kits, and I definitely recommend them. They have good quality specimen, and it's really, you know, just a really good kit overall. I did not grab my microscope with all the thousands of other things that I grabbed, but you want to have a good microscope. The thing is, what is a good microscope? That's really dependent upon the individual family, because it's going to depend on how much you're going to use it, how much you want to spend on it. But you do want to make sure that you get a microscope that's not a toy. You want to make sure that it is a microscope that is designed for students and for at least junior high, but even like microscopes that are designed for like high school level students, so that it's going to give you the power that you're going to need for her to be able to do some real some truly looking at things, and not, you know, kind of the toy type microscopes that don't really have good power. You also want to start with a good microscope kit. This is an Amscope slide set. I'm sorry. This has 100 different slides, and you want to make sure you get a kit. I like kits that are in wood boxes that have all of your different what's on each of the slides, and that it's very, you know, easy to it's labeled. I love these because not only is it labeled in the box itself to tell you where things go, but the slide itself has a proper label on it as well, so you always know what you're looking at. So having a good slide kit to go with a good microscope. You're also, because she's going to be doing lots of biology stuff in her studies, especially as she gets further into, you know, middle school and high school, you want to make sure that you get her a good set so that she can prepare her own slides. You're going to be able to find some good stuff. Amscope has some good stuff. You can also you'll be able to find it a lot of different places. You know, Amazon, you can pretty much find anything on Amazon. But you want to make sure that you find a really good slide prep set for her, because she's going to be doing some work where she's going to be preparing her own slides. And that's another reason why you want to get a good quality microscope, because when you start to prepare your own slides, there's going to be a little bit of human error in there, especially when she first starts. And you also want to make sure that what she sees is what's there. And sometimes with lower quality microscopes, some of the things that we see, they're you know, they get dusty and dirty real easy and that sort of stuff. So you want to make sure that you get her a good quality microscope. And we have the slides. And depending on how deep she gets in, you know, studying human anatomy and animal anatomy, you can find medical models, not just on the human body, but, you know, some that are specific for the brain and the heart and the, you know, skin and hair and that sort of stuff. And hands-on models are going to be really good, because there's a lot of intricacies with human and animal body, and you want her to be able to like see it in a larger size. And this is something that is very common for college students to have for themselves, so that they can see things as they're preparing for tests and different things like that. So I would definitely recommend lots of hands-on stuff for her, a good microscope, and a good beginning slide set, and then a slide preparation kit for her. Another thing that I would recommend is when you start with kits, I saw that you guys had a couple of these type of kits that you got from that you did a mail call for some kids. I'm not sure if you had that one, but I know you had the clean water science one. These kits are really good. I really like them. But for your kids, because your kids are very sciencey, you always want to make sure that you go beyond every kit. So have stuff like with this particular clean water science kit. For instance, you see that it has bags of carbon, bags of sand, bags of gravel. You want to go and get larger bags of all those things. The reason is because this is a mini kit. You want them to do things in mini, and then you want them to recreate it in a larger vessel. So they start with the mini model, and then they take it upon themselves to show you that they understand what happened in mini by being able to create it themselves in a larger contraption. So they will be able to create a larger water filter, water purification system. And so this is what we had started my eldest on, and that's where you guys saw, I think last year he did a chemistry night video where he did water purification, and then he ended up doing like the desalination system this year, and that actually came out of just starting with little cute kits like this, but me having them make sure that they can do it in larger sizes. And the way that you make sure that they can do it in larger sizes is because your kids are getting older. They are older. You want to move from plastic to glass. So this is a flask set. This is one of the flasks in the set. It came in several different sizes, but you want to move to glass. The reason is because plastic can leach, and it can really affect the experiments that they're going to be doing, and it can also interfere with their results. So they're older, they move to glass. You want to get lots of different types, lots of different sizes. This one is just a different, again, it's glass and well marked, and you also want to make sure that you get things that they start to work in the metric system. In the area of science, work is going to be in the much easier to understand metric system. I don't know what the United States was doing when they decided to come up with their own crazy system, but don't do that. You want to have good funnels. These are plastic funnels, but I actually only use plastic funnels because I don't want glass funnels to break, and kids can be clumsy. So but you want lots of funnels to have available for them, and also in addition to a good microscope, you want lots of different, these are just ways for them to see. These are they're a step beyond how you have your little magnifying glass. These are measured magnifying glasses, and so each one, I think these came in like a set of 5, and each one has a little stronger lens, and so they can really kind of start to play with these and see things a little bit deeper. So this is just making sure that you upscale them from those little handheld magnifying glasses that are toys to ones that are considered what we actually work with on a regular basis. So you want to go to those. And I'm trying to, oh yeah, again, moving from plastic, we go to glass type of bottles. Again, glass, little petri dishes. When you're going to do something it's going to be just more fun, so it's okay if there's a little bit of leaching. You still want a little bit of a higher quality eyedropper. So this one is from Learning Resources, and it's a little bit higher quality than you would find in the regular ones that you get for like a pack of 10 for $1. These are going to be a little bit more expensive, but they're going to be much more accurate for you, and you can have much more consistency, because as your children are going to be working on much higher level types of experiments, they're going to need much more accuracy in their materials that they're using. So you want to go for a little bit higher level materials, and I actually do still go with kind of the kid type of thermometers, unless it's like a candy thermometer or something that's used in the kitchen. I don't want mercury. I don't trust my kids that much, so for doing any temp measuring, I would go with kitchen thermometers. And if you need something like, I like these because we can put them in a freezer when my kids are doing some different measuring. So those are the things that I would definitely make sure that I started with your daughter. Now, things for your son. He seems to be much into kind of more of the physics and robotics and that sort of stuff. So when it comes to stuff for him, let me put this back up here. There is a brand that I'm very happy and very comfortable recommending, and that's Thames and Cosmos. I have a ton of their kits. Most of their kits are just extremely high quality. They're going to be very well done. I love their kits because you can do a lot of different experiments with them, which is great. This is a kit that is on wind power, and I also have one of their kits on physics. I have one on solar physics as well from them, but their kits are going to be really high quality. Another thing that I like is that their kits they have a lot of experiments that you can do with the kit. So even though the kit is going to be a little bit more expensive than what you're going to find if you did kind of a smaller kit, focus kit, like Magic School Bus type kits and stuff like that, it's going to be a little bit more expensive, but you're going to be able to do a lot more experiments, and they're not so consumable. They expect you to be able to build them, test them, take them apart, and then start with something new. So I really like those. Another thing that I recommend is starting him on a balance of, yes, you want things that are automated and things that are really high tech, but you also want to balance him with having some things that are more sun powered, and not so much, solar as in the high tech solar, but just more like sun powered, wind powered, water powered sort of things. I really like this kit. This is a 4-in-1 pack hydraulics machines kit, and I like it because there's 4 different models that you make in the kit, which is really good, and it comes pre-cut and it's ready to assemble, but it does use glue. So I really like to have kits that the kids have to glue things or just put things together as well as do the experimentation. So what you're going to find in kits that are geared towards older kids is that they're going to have to build it, then test it, as opposed to some of the kits for younger kids where they just go straight to the testing aspect. So I really like that because the kids are able to really kind of examine what went wrong and why are things created the way they are. Another thing that I would really recommend is to have kits that are dual purpose and show the fields interacting together. For instance, Fisher I love Fisher Technic now, and I'm going to warn you before you even look on Amazon. Their kits are extremely expensive, but I really like them because they're really high quality. This one is an optics kit, but I call it more like an astrophysics kit, and the reason is because you'll create a working telescope, a working microscope. I mean, all these different really amazing things, and these are made in Germany. And so Germans know engineering. I mean, that's how we got to space, because Germans defected to the United States to help us go to space, and helped us go to space in the process. But this one, it goes over fiber optics, lights, reflection, refraction, and so you're going to be able to do a lot of really cool stuff with Fishernetic. And another reason why I like Fishernetic is because college students use Fishernetic when they want to show models and designs and stuff like that. I mean, a lot of times people, push Lego, and we really do. We have Lego. We got the EV kit. We have the the kit that was right before that. I mean, I have Lego Mindstorms, I have DAJedu, I have Lego learning sets. I mean, it's not that I don't like Lego. I do, but Aficionatic is that step beyond Lego when it comes to having kits. Another thing that I think would be really good to put in your science lab for your son is, as he's putting things together, he is ready to start soldering. So you want to get him a good solder kit. This was a kit. We actually have a few of these. This was a kit that also has you build something in the process. So this one was building a European siren. So I would definitely have him get to soldering. If he's going to be doing a lot of electronics, you want him to have a millimeter. Another thing that I really like are these kits from elnico. And my husband, he just got a ton of these kits. I just grabbed 3 out of the box, but I think he had about 15 different ones. This one is making an auto scan radio. Okay. This one is creating a microphone, and you can see the parts in the back. And then this is a fiber optics kit. And like I said, my husband, he ordered about 15 of different kits of those. Another thing that my husband got, as you can see, you know, international shipment stuff. He orders a lot internationally, and this actually came from Canada, and it is just different, all the little circuits and things that they will need to be able to design different boards and stuff. These are just really well done kits that's going to allow your son to really start to design things that work, things that are going to help him not just follow pre-made kits, but kind of think about what he wants to do and what he wants to design. I would say that, you know, you want to get into allowing him to kind of see how circuits work. I really like snap circuits kits. They can be, but that's generally, a lot of times people start with younger kids with snap circuits, but I think that, I mean, I would definitely recommend having a snap circuits kit. I mean, I think we have a ton of those, but also start to get him on kits where he will have to do soldering as well. Because with soldering, you don't get nice clean do-overs, and so he'll really have to take his time and really think about, you know, what he is trying to do and what he's trying to accomplish with the different circuits and stuff. So it's really going to help him really begin to understand kind of the intricacies of robotics and aviation and that sort of stuff. So those are the things that I would definitely recommend. I would say I would definitely, you know, start with a few of those things. And another place that a lot of people like to start is chemistry with creating a lab. I would say that the big thing with creating a chemistry lab is to get good quality chemicals. Now, you also want to make sure that you have a really good first aid kit and mask and all that kind of stuff. And we have an heirloom kit. This is just the front board from the kit, but we have an heirloom chemistry kit, and the thing about that kit is that we actually had to get a safe because the kit has a lot of chemicals that they do what chemicals do, and so we could only use those things, we could only consider using those things with extreme supervision. So a lot of times when it comes to chemistry sets, if it's going to be sold directly to kids, if it's going to be sold as kind of a toy, if you find it in the toy section for Amazon, it's going to have really weakened chemicals, and you're going to be very limited in the chemicals that you have. And so, but the trade-off is if you do some real chemistry experiments, then you're going to have, you know, another set of eyes. Like, for instance, we don't do big chemistry experiments unless my husband and I are here together, and you know, we can watch everything that the kids are doing. Now, my kids are a little bit younger than your kids, so your kids may be able to handle some of the chemistry stuff a little bit better. Your daughter is already doing amazing things with botany. I would definitely just increase the things that she's doing in botany and have more things available for her to work with, like root viewers, so that she can see plants working. Definitely maybe start to get some habitats for her to see, like ant habitats and different things like that, so she'll be able to kind of see things interacting together, worm farms, start her composting, so that she can get some good hands-on work and what's happening in the area of botany. A lot of times when people think about kids planting a garden, they go, oh, that's so cute, kids are planting a garden. But there's tons of science that goes into gardening if you really pay close attention to it. So I would have her doing all kind of testing fertilizers, testing you know, how do heirloom vegetables grow versus modified versus genetically modified. So really let her start to really appreciate and interact with the science in the botany of what she's doing. She loves gardening. She loves growing things herself. Your kids did great with the baby chickens and that sort of stuff. So just keep up with that, because that is going to botany teaches so many things, and botany through gardening is going to teach her not only botany but also chemistry, the way things work together. I mean, get her some kits so where she could test the soil and she can test the water. Make sure she has a good notebook available. Another thing that I didn't grab but I wanted to make sure that I told you about, some things that people forget when they're setting up their labs. Great paper. Make sure you have good paper, drawing paper, copy paper, writing paper, good quality paper, good quality notebooks, because a lot of times you have to take notes over time and you don't want pages to fall out and tear. Colored pencils, that is so important, because a lot of times when you're doing anything with botany or human anatomy and animal anatomy, she's going to be expected to be able to draw those things from memory. So you want to get her good high quality colored pencils and good high quality drawing paper. Have her start to do nature studies, really in-depth nature studies, where she goes out and watches things and she gets to document what they do and draw what they do. Drawing life cycles, extremely important. These are going to be things that she's going to be expected to be able to do, being able to draw a model of an animal and draw the intricacies of their circulatory systems, their digestive systems, their brains, and all that sort of stuff. So get her good quality drawing paper and really good quality pencils. With your son also, if he's going to be doing a lot of physics and aerospace engineer, anything like space science, anything like that, good quality drawing paper, good quality drawing pencils, colored pencils. And also you want to get him graph paper, because he's going to have to be able to do things like draw trajectory and that sort of stuff. The biggest advice I would have is stay away from kind of the toy-based kits, or kits that are designed just to show an effect, or anything that's really geared towards younger children. Just stay away from it. Like, for instance, my kids, like, we don't do solar system models because they're not to scale. They're not at all to scale, and it's really kind of frustrating, and it's not setting them up for success if I'm having them work with things that just are completely not to scale at all, because it messes up their understanding of things. So you want to start being really, really vigilant and making sure that the things that they have, the things that they're working with, they're not just for kids. They're not considered toys. They're not considered just busy work, but it's going to be things that they're going to be able to build and grow upon as they work through it. So I hope this helps. Let me know if there's some other areas that you want me to give you some information on, or if you want me to go deeper in any of the areas that I started with today. Hope this helps. This is Dr. J, and I'm out. Bye-bye.